Remember Plumfruit by Arnie? Well, if you're missing that mod like I was, it is officially back. Plumfruit Essentials just launched on April 3rd. Arnie is back in the Sims 4 modding world, so that means a lot of our favorite mods by him are getting brought back. This mod will be released for public access on Friday, April 11th. So we are going to go through everything that you are getting with the Plumfruit Essentials mod. Now, there's a lot of exciting things coming with this mod for the future, so this is just the initial re-release of it, I guess. So let's get into everything that we're getting with this mod. But if you want to see more content like this, make sure that subscribe button down below. Without further ado, let's dive in. Now with this mod, we are getting 9 Plumfruit Essentials that you will probably need in your game. I do want to note that this mod is completely compatible with Luminova to make your home the ultimate smart home out there. So it also goes well with the Comfy and Lux Lights mod that Arnie has as well. But we are just going to be focusing on Plumfruit Essentials. But yes, I did want to let you know that this is completely compatible with Luminova. The first object that we have is the Plum Cam Future. Then we have the Plum Pod Max, Plum Pod Mini, this Plum TV. We have a Plum Pad Mini, a Plum Pad Air, a Plum Book Air, a iPlum Air, and then Plum Buds. We got a lot this one, okay? I've already laid out all of the objects around this house that we're in today. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna start off with is the phone, because that's originally what Plumfruit sort of was it changed your UI for your phone, but you also got other options within Plumfruit when it was released. So basically, I'm gonna have Yvette sit here. We have this TV as well, which I'll go over later. So basically the phone, we got new UI. So this is your camera. This is trendy. I'm not going to go through all these options because they have the same options as, you know, the regular Sims 4 phone. We have entertainment. We have shopping, which kind of looks like the Amazon logo. Not logo, but like, you know what I mean. The home app, which does remind me of the home app for iPhone, but it's Sim version. Then we have travel. We have business. We have Cupid's Corner. This is your social, but it's kind of like, I guess, your texting area because you can plan like stayovers and like different social events. And then of course, Social Bunny. Now I personally love this UI for my phone because I use Apple products. So in my head, I'm just so ingrained with the logos that we have for Apple that using the Plumfruit Essentials mod, it does give off Apple, but like Sim version Apple. And that's what I love about this mod by Arnie, is that it is just so easy to use, like the UI frame of it all. And I love how everything is organized into its category that I know how to get. So moving on to the TV, if you are big on Apple products, you will probably love this mod. But with the TV, there are different swatches for this. I just put it on the Netflix one because, or I guess I should say Simflix, because we're not in the real world. We're in the Sims right now. And basically, like in Luminova, they have the different backgrounds for the TV that was in Luminova and this one as well. It's just that this TV has a curved edge and the Luminova TV had, I'm pretty sure it was just like a squared TV. I love this background a lot. Like, this is one of my favorite ones, the constellation and the moon. And then we have what I had on here earlier. And then you also have the Simsy Plus, which is like Disney Plus. And then if you don't want anything, you could just use this, you know, black screen. We're just going to keep it on there. With the TV, the options that you get, you have Plum TV Plus channels. So you can go on here and choose what, you know, channels you want to watch. You have Simflix, which has different options for different movies and stuff that you can watch that comes with the Sims. Simsy Plus basically also gives you other options for shows that your Sims might want to watch. Then you can just watch TV, watch movie, or channel surf under this television logo. You can also control your lights from any of the Luminova or Plumfruit Essential objects. Most of them, I'm pretty sure. I don't think about the Plum Buds, you might not be able to. And then you can also upgrade it, and then you can also do your Fitness Plus as well. So moving on, we have the Plum Pod Mini and the Plum Pod Max. Now these essentially do the same thing, but I do want to show you guys the swatches. They're both the same for swatches, which is really nice. So I just used this one because I felt like it matched better, but you have a white version that you can use. You've got this like beige, black, purple, green, and then this, I guess yellow color, pink, another shade of purple, and then this red and blue. I'm just gonna leave it on this one. So essentially what you can do with the pods is they kind of act like speakers. They actually do move at the top. I don't know if you can see that moving, but it does work. The music, you can pick what you're listening to, and then you can change the volume speaker as well. You can control your lights from this max as well, which makes it a little easier in your gameplay. Instead of having to like click on the light, you can just click on these like plum pods, or even if you have the Luminova mod as well, you can click on like the stuff that goes on the wall and stuff. Then you have your Neo, which is kind of like your Siri, so you can actually ask for like what's next for Plumfruit. Yvette can come over here and ask it, and it says, it is rumored that Plumfruit could release some pro devices later this year. Stay tuned for the next Plumfruit event. Which is really cool because they give you answers back on this. So like we can ask, are we living in a simulation? It says, I hope we are, because there's no way this world is real, honey. I love the honesty from Neo. Now, again, it's the same thing with the mini, so you have the option whether you want a bigger one or a miniature one. Now, the next thing we're gonna go into is our plum pads. Now, these also have different screensavers, so this is our plum pad mini, I think, and basically, you can choose what background you want for your plum pad, and of course, I chose the star one because I really liked it, but it is very similar to the ones that we have on the TV. But I like it because you can customize it to your sim, you know, personality. So it does give a little bit of that customization for it, which I love. And then we have the stars. And then of course, if you don't want any of the background showing, you can just have it be a blank background as well, as this one has the same ones. But I'm just going to keep it on my constellation because I liked that. I liked that one. Now you're probably wondering, what do these plum pads do? This is essentially the UI for it. I'm going to have Yvette come over here and read. So basically with both of the plum pads, you have the option to ask Neo like we did in our earlier coverage with the plum pods. You can read ebooks on here as well. Social media, you can access Cupid's Corner and Social Bunny on this iPad, iPlum, plum pod. Notes, you can view your notebook. You can also go on the web explorer as well. You can also access MC Command Center on here with the settings, so that's quite nice if you do have MC Command Center. If not, that will not pop up for you. There's also gaming as well that your Sims can do, so you might want to be careful. If you have Sims, every Sim will probably be glued to their plum pods. So basically, both of those do the same thing. So now we're going to head upstairs because y'all remember we have computers. Now I do want to point out that with the computers, it also does work for the Sims computers as well. So if you had a regular computer from the Sims, the same UI that we're going to see with this computer will work for the other computers. So with this, we have a little bit more options for screensavers so that you can really customize it to your Sim's personality or what you want it to look like, match the room, whatever aesthetic you're going for. So I absolutely love that. I think we'll just go with I don't know about the black. I kind of want to use these backgrounds. Maybe we could just do this one. So I think this is the iPlum. So on the iPlum, these are the options that you have. Now, this is a little bit of a cleaner UI than the regular computers that we have, in my opinion. Web Explorer kind of organizes all of your web things that you will need. Like you can get to the research stuff, vampire secrets, all of the stuff that you need in this Web Explorer. University, of course, is going to cover your university options. We've got mail, which is just your chatting area, and then find a pen pal that you can do through that. MC Command Center, again, will take you to the settings on here if you have that in your game. Household, you can take care of all the household needs. So if you want to buy a vet clinic, you can do that. Adopt. You're starting a will, you can do that from here. Plan funeral, which I'm not really sure what funeral you should be planning for, and then your service, and then your science babies if you're doing that. You also have gaming as well on here, and then we have our career. We have this Amazon shopping, which you can get all of your, purchases in this area if you're looking for something specific. Then we can control our lights as well from this area. We have Neo on here as well. And then your password and security is just where you can lock your computers and stuff like that. Social media, we have Cupid's Corner, Social Bunny, and then you can check your social media timeline. We have programming as well. Notes, you can make your bucket list, which I actually love how this is in the notes area because I feel like that's just like where it should be. And then you can also go into your writing category and write whatever you want. And then we have just your your upgrades, and that's pretty much it to the computers. And I want to say that I love that UI better. For me, it's a lot easier to decipher where I'm going. If you use Twisted Mexie's Smarter Pie menu, you can just look it up on your keyboard if you want to do it that way. But if you don't have that mod, this way that it's organized is 10 times easier than I think the main computer system that we get in The Sims. Again, want to clarify that you don't have to have the iPlum. If you wanted to use another computer in The Sims, you'd still have this override for it, like that UI panel. Now we move in to our Plum book. I think this is the Plum book. We also have the camera and then the Plum buds. Sorry, I'm in my head, I'm calling them Apple, like the Apple name for it, but that's probably copyright. We can't do that. So with the Plum book, you have the same backgrounds as the iPlum. So again, you can customize it to whatever you want. And I think maybe I can just do this beachy one for this one. Now, since I'm here, I'm going to do the one for the camera as well. You have a gold option, you have this gray option, and then this black option. I did gold because it kind of fit the room better. But on the camera, if you guys can see, there's like a recording. It looks like it's like recording or like taking a photo. With the Plum buds, I don't think there's any colors. I think it's just this because you put these two in your inventory anyways. So yeah, if you can see it, it's like actually like recording. It looks like it's recording. So again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing again, but it's the same UI for, this computer. So that's really nice. Now for the camera and the Plum pod, I'm just going to have her come up here and grab the two items. And then if we go into our inventory, you'll see this option to take the photos. You can just click on it and you can just take your photos. And then you've got your photo. I'm just going to sell that. But you can also put it wherever you want. And then with the Plum buds, you can use them as your, earbuds. I'm just going to have a listen to classical music. But she should essentially put them in her ears and you can kind of see them. But because she's got her long hair, you can't really see them. But they do go in the ear. And she's working. She's listening and working. She's just chatting. So yeah, that kind of wraps up today's mod review. Let me know if you are excited for the re-release of Plumfruit Essentials. I don't know how many of you maybe have been playing on the early access version of it, but again, it comes out public access on April 11th, which is this Friday. So super excited to be able to have this back in The Sims 4 because when Arnie left the Sims 4 modding community, this mod did go outdated, so we couldn't play with it anymore. I'm so glad that it's back. Thank you to Arnie for all of his hard work and getting this mod out there and just all the mods that he's been doing since he has come back into the Sims 4 modding community, which was in October 2024. So yeah, I'm at a loss for words because it genuinely was one of my favorite mods in The Sims, and I'm so happy that it's back. Let me know if you're excited for Plumfruit Essentials to be back in your Sims 4 game. What is your favorite feature of this mod? And if you want to see more content like this, make sure that subscribe button down below. And if you don't want to miss any of our mod reviews, Sims 4 news, or live stream, make sure to turn your push notifications on as well. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow for our live stream tomorrow, and happy simming.